13, we can connect our JavaScript SPA to a local SQL Server Compact database using the Server Explorer, and we can view the database content in our application by using the SQL Server Compact Toolbox add-in. In this video, we're going to look at how we can connect to a SQL Server Compact for a database and view its content in Visual Studio 2013. To connect our JavaScript SPA to a SQL Server Compact for a database, we're going to start by going to File, New, Project. We're going to select Visual C#, Web, and then ASP.NET Web Application, and we're going to give our project the name SSCE Demo. So that's a SQL Server Compact Edition Demo, and we'll say OK. Then we're going to use an empty template, but we're going to add folders and core references for MVC and Web API, and then say OK. So this will create our project. Okay, so we have our project good to go. And now if we wanted to connect to a database, we're going to have to open the Server Explorer, and we're going to use the SQL Server Compact Toolbox add-in. Now you have to make sure that you already have this installed. So in doing that, we're going to click on the icon, and we're going to go into the SQL Server Compact Toolbox. We're going to right-click on SQL Server Compact Data Connections. We're going to select Add SQL Server Compact for Connection, and then we're going to browse to the location of our database on our hard drive. In this case, I have it on my Sky drive, and it's Northwind Compact. So you could confirm that we're using the right file by looking at the type. And you can observe that the type is SQL Server Compact Edition Database File. So that's what we're after. We'll select it and hit Open. And then you can see that the file name and the connection string gets updated automatically, and we'll just leave those as is. And we're also going to leave it with the default max database size of 256 megabytes. Now, when I created that database, I did not use a password. All I did was use some scripts to migrate the SQL Server 2000 Northwind sample database to a SQL Server Compact 4 edition of it, and I called it Northwind Compact. So having done that, we can test our connection by clicking Test Connection. Under connections, OK. So we'll say OK, and then we'll say OK to complete the connection to the database. And now you can see that we have the Northwind Compact.sdf database being added into our SQL Server Compact data connections. Now, if we click the caret beside the name to expand it, we can see that we have some tables in the database. And if we expand that, we can look at the actual table names in the database. Now, if we selected a specific table, let's say customers, and expanded that, we can actually look at the individual fields in the specific table. So here in the customers table, we can see that the customer ID field is marked as the primary key. And we also have some other fields like company name, contact title, and so on. So with that done, now we just have to go back to the Server Explorer, and we'll just click refresh. And now you can see that we've established a connection to the Northwind Compact.sdf database. Now, because we have this connection here in the Server Explorer, we don't actually have to go to the Solution Explorer and add the database here in the app data directory, but we could do that as another way if we wanted. So that was a look at connecting our JavaScript SPA to